So you might have heard the former president referring to what's going on right now as a hurdle toward a depression. Well, if that's the case, the market's had a funny way of showing it, at least today, with the S&P 500 putting in its best single-day performance we've seen in a couple of years, the Dow tracking its biggest gain of the year. But again, these are volatile market conditions. Something I'm sure our next guest monitors. I don't think he necessarily depends on it one way or the other, but Austan Goolsbee is the Chicago Federal Reserve president, kind enough to join us. Austan, good to see you.
Yeah, Neil, good to see you, and I appreciate that intro.
Well, here we go, right? We've got Donald Trump saying we're headed toward a depression, are we?
Well, as you know, when you become a sworn member of the Federal Reserve, you're out of the elections business. So I don't have any opinion on what any candidate has to say. The part that I appreciate about the intro is the Fed's job is given to it by law, which is maximize employment and stabilize prices. That's the dual mandate for the Fed. That's exactly what we look at, and that is only what we look at. There's nothing in the mandate that says go make sure that the market feels comfortable. And some days the market's way down, and some days it's way up, and we watch it. But that's not what should drive central bank behavior, in my opinion.
Okay, so let's take Donald Trump out of it for the time being. Do you see a depression yourself?
I mean, I don't see depression. We got a jobs number that was disappointing last week. It was below what the market expected. It was below what a lot of people expected. And the question now is, as the job market is cooling, but it's cooling back to levels that in the old days we would have said that's about full employment, or that's kind of the steady state. Is it going to stop there, or is it going to keep getting worse? And that's a very important question. To me, that's not one you can answer with 1 month's number. It was definitely a disappointing number in the last the jobs read we got. But we got to watch a lot more than just the payroll jobs numbers, and we got to watch it for a lot more than 1 month.
Well, the sentiment seems to be building, Austan, that you guys on the Fed are now less worried about inflation, more worried about holding off on interest rate cuts and fear that we're going to slow things down. Is that true?
There's a sense in which that's true. You know the rules. I'm not allowed to speak for the committee or for anybody else on the committee.
I understand.
I can only speak for myself.
I completely understand. I hope to get you an embarrassing moment where you flubbed something, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, exactly. They're going to drag me off the screen. When I started at the Fed a little over a year and a half ago, and overwhelmingly what the focus I thought we should have, and that you can see in the statements that we had, was overwhelmingly about inflation. Because in our dual mandate, we were not succeeding on inflation. It was way too high, and the job market remained very strong. So we were doing fine on that side of the mandate. All of our focus had to be on inflation. Now, 2023, inflation came down almost as much as it has come down in any year in recorded economic history for this country. And that happened without a recession. So on dual mandate grounds, that was quite a year. And the question now is, can that magic continue to 24? So for sure, it's putting more focus on the other side of the mandate than it was before, because it was close to 100% inflation, 0% employment. In my view, we're now in kind of a balanced risk kind of posture, because the job market has cooled and inflation has come down. So now we're getting back to more normal conditions, if you want to think of it that way.
You were quoted right after we saw some of the report, the employment report, and all that, saying we can fix this. I don't want to misstate what you said, but that's what the Federal Reserve's goal is, after all, to fix things and to make sure you don't go too extreme either way. But are you more worried, you personally, and as a voting member of the Fed, more worried now about the economy slipping into something bad, and inflation less so?
I would say more than I was when I got to the Fed, because like I say,
How
a
about
year,
more than
a year
it
and a
was
half
last
ago,
week?
we
How
were-
about more than
we were all
last
about
week,
inflation.
Austin? What do you think?
More than last week. When we got the jobs numbers and they were disappointing, definitely more than the day before that. But the through line with my line about fixing it was about the dual mandate. And it was said in the context of there were a bunch of market participants saying the stock market is down so much, the Fed has to take an emergency action. And I said, we're not in the business of responding to the stock market. We are in the business of maximizing employment and stabilizing prices. And if those start to go wrong, then our job is to try to address that on the real side of the economy. And I still think that. And I have concerns. Look, we set the interest rate high. We're tight. And we set this rate a year ago. And conditions were very different a year ago than they are today. You've seen a lot more cooling of the job market, and you've seen a lot more improvement on the inflation side. So we need to be thoughtful, because if we're too tight for too long, we're going to have to come to grips with what that's going to do to the real side of the economy.
So real quickly, it sounds like what you're saying as well, Austin, is that you're not going to let the markets bully you.
Yeah, look, you know my old mentor and friend was Paul Volcker. And Volcker's line to me that I think of all the time is, our job is to act, and the market's job is to react. And let's not get the order mixed up. And I think at times like this, it's important to remember that.
But do you feel uncomfortable that the Federal Reserve has been thrust in this position of potentially cutting rates or just moving on rates so close to an election?
A little, but I think the only answer to that, our elections come on a regular basis. So whatever the Fed does, somebody's going to say they didn't like that. All we can do in the Fed is commit to the thing that will be driving our decisions is the dual mandate of what's happening to employment, what's happening to inflation. And we've been laying out for a year and a half what the criteria would be, what we're looking for, what data are we observing, what has to happen for rates to go down, for rates to stay the same, for rates to go up. So that's the Fed's out of the election business. The Fed is in the economic business, and we've been pretty clear about what the reaction function would need to be, and what conditions, if you saw in the data, would warrant rate cuts.
So what's a bigger headache for you, your job on the Federal Reserve or rooting for the Chicago White Sox?
Oh, man, it's a cold day. This is a cold day for you to pull that. There's always next year. We can start rooting for the Cubs, but I understand they're only a half game out of last place also.
All right. See, I didn't want to rub that in, but just want to get your thoughts. Austan Goolsbee, great seeing you again. Thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.